guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to be testing out these new foundation sticks from Tarte. So I have their new clay foundation sticks that they sent over to me. They sent over 4 different shades and you guys will see all 4 shades swatched on me, so that way I'll know which shade works for me and which shade does not. So I'm really excited to test these babies out because I have been wanting to try these for the longest, ever since I realized that they were coming out with these. So yeah, if you are interested in seeing what they look like on my skin, which color works for me, and also just hearing my thoughts and reviews on this foundation stick, then let's go ahead and jump right in. Alright, so as I said in the intro, we are going to be testing out their clay foundation sticks. So they actually sent over 4 shades for me. So one is the shade Tan Sand. So this is what Tan Sand looks like. I'm actually going to keep these open and lay them on my table. So the next one is in the shade Deep Tan Honey. And this is what Deep Tan Honey looks like. It's a little bit darker than Tan Sand. Next we have the shade Deep Honey, which I think this will be the perfect match for me, but we're gonna see. I don't know, but we're gonna see. And the last one I have is in the shade Rich Honey. So this is the darkest shade. Now they do have 12 different shades, so it looks like they sent me 4 of the darker shades. So the darkest one being the shade Rich Honey. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and test these out, and these claim to have a medium to full coverage, and they're also for all skin types. So if you have oily skin, combination skin, dry skin, it's pretty much for all skin types. So we're gonna go ahead and prime my face for one, because I haven't primed my face. The primer that I'm using is the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. I haven't tried this out yet, so this will be my first time trying it out. It has like a really thick consistency. So let's try this out. And yeah, it's really thick. It feels like this will be a really good primer to blur out your pores if you have large pores, or just to kind of mattify your face before you apply your foundation. So I'm really just focusing on my T-zone, just pretty much everywhere that I know that I always get oily. So that is my T-zone and on my forehead. All right, now that the primer is on, the first thing that I want to do is swatch all of these on my face so you guys can see what they look like. So we're gonna start off with the lighter shade, which is in the shade Tan Sand. So I'm just gonna swatch it right here so y'all can see, and I'll wipe all of these off. Oh wow, this is creamy. So that is Tan Sand. The next one is Tan Deep Honey. So this one, go right here. Wow, these are super creamy. As you can see, I had to build it up just to get that pigmentation, but these are super creamy. The next one is Deep Honey. So fingers crossed that this is the shade for me, because I really hope that it is. All right, so there is that one. It's a little on the orange side, but this is the one that I think we're gonna work with today, because the darker one looks way too dark. So again, this is in the shade Deep Honey. And the next one, which is the last one I have, is Rich Honey. So this is the darkest one. So there's Rich Honey. So far, I really like how they swatched on my skin. They're very creamy, and they have a lot of pigmentation. So these are definitely going to be one of those foundations that you can definitely build up to do a full coverage. So let me go ahead and wipe this off, and we're gonna go ahead and apply it on my face. So the very first thing I wanna do is conceal my dark spots, and I'm taking my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer, and I'm just gonna conceal anywhere that I have dark spots going on my face. All right, now my face is concealed. I know it looks really crazy right now because that primer just made my face look so funny. We're gonna go in with the Deep Honey and just apply this all over the face. And I love how creamy these are. Like, it glides on like butter. So let's see. That's all I'm going to put on right now. now that I have that on my face, what I'm going to do is take the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Boosting Mist. And I just like to just dampen my face before I blend out my foundation, especially if it's a foundation stick, because they're not as, you know, they're not wet like a liquid foundation. So that it's easier to blend out the foundation. And I'm taking my Sigma round kabuki brush, and I'm also going to dampen this a little bit as well. I'm just going to pat it in. All right, so far it is blending in nice, you guys. Like, I like it. Even though it's a little on the orange side, I feel like it works. Alright, so this is one coat of the foundation. I think I'm going to go in with another coat just so I can have a more full coverage. But I do like the coverage of this. Like, this is that foundation that I could use going to work. It's not too much. It's not too cakey. It went on very, very nicely. And the color actually works for me. I thought it was going to be too orange. But now that I'm looking at it and now that it's all blended out, it actually does work. So I feel like this is going to be a really good everyday foundation to wear to work, or, you know, just on one of those days where I don't want to wear so much foundation. So that's one good thing about foundation sticks, is you can either build them up or just wear just a little bit to where, you know, your face doesn't look, you know, too regular, but at the same time it looks like it's done up. So far I am loving this foundation stick. So what I'm going to do is apply a little bit more and blend it out to see if it makes a difference. I feel like it is going to make a difference because I didn't apply that much at the first time. So let's go ahead and apply a little bit more. And as for concealer, I think I'm actually just going to use the lighter shade that they gave me, which is Tan Sand. I think I'm going to use this under my eyes as my under eye concealer to brighten up the face, but we'll see. We'll see. And you want to make sure you're blending it down towards your neck, just so everything can blend in, because you don't want your face to be one color and your neck a different color. So just make sure that you blend everything together. Alright, so this is what it looks like with another coat on my face. I feel like it made a slight difference. It's not too much of a difference, but it did make the foundation look a little bit darker since I do have more on my face. But I'm definitely not mad at that. So what we're going to do now is go in under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, my forehead, and my chin. So we're going to highlight those points of my face. So I'm going to take the shade Tan Sand to do that. And I'm just gonna, I don't know if I should use this one or Deep Tan Honey. I don't know. Let's try this one first. If this is too light, we'll go in with the other one. So let's try this one. Okay, this might be too light. I don't know, maybe not. We'll see. This actually is perfect. Oh my God. Look at that. Like, that is perfect. So I'm going to take a little bit and go on my eyelid just so it can look even, you guys. So far I am impressed. Like, I am so impressed with this. Like, look how flawless and smooth and just natural that looks. Like, it looks really nice. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and finish up the look, but this is what everything looks like with the foundation on and also the lighter shade to just highlight my face. I am impressed so far. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and finish up my face, set everything so it won't look too shiny or anything like that, so that everything can be set and not move. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I went ahead and completed my makeup, and the products that I used I will have down below in my description. I'm so sorry that I didn't film this whole makeup look, but it was super easy and super natural. So the palette that I used for this look is the Tartelette in Bloom palette, and I just used two colors on my eyes, which is this bronzy golden shade and also this maroon shade. So I pretty much put this on the lid and then this in my crease and just blended it together so it could look, you know, well put together. And also for the highlighter, I used the Tarteist Pro Glow Highlighter palette. So I used the shade Fire. So this is this middle shade right here. I use that for the highlight. And when I say I am obsessed with this palette, you guys, I haven't really used it much, but like, look at that glow. Like, can you not? I just can't. I am obsessed with this palette, so I definitely will be getting more use out of it. And what else did I use? Lipstick on my teeth. Oh, my lips. I know a lot of you are going to ask what is on my lips. And I use the Tarte Color Splash lipstick in the shade Daiquiri. So this is a beautiful coral red. It's just a beautiful summer bright lip. So yeah, that's basically all of the products that I use that I'm pretty sure you guys are going to ask. But this video was focusing more on the foundation sticks. Now let's go ahead and talk about these foundation sticks, you guys. So I did not know what color would match me, so I am so glad that they sent me a few shades just so I can kind of pick out which shade will work best for me, which I'm so grateful for. So thank you so much, Tarte, for sending these over. And you guys saw when I was applying the foundation that I did 2 layers. So the first layer, it was not completely full coverage. You can kind of see, you know, some of my dark spots kind of peeking through, even though I did kind of conceal them before I put on the foundation. But I didn't do any color correcting just because I wanted to show you guys how much of a good coverage this foundation is. But yeah, I did go ahead and go in with another layer, and once I did that, it just pulled the look together even more. And even though the color was really orange, once I started blending it out on my face, it all came together. So I'm really pleased with the coverage of this foundation. And I also noticed with the lighter shade, which is what I use as the concealer, which is in the shade Tan Sand, I noticed that it did not break up under my eyes, because I know sometimes when you're using a foundation to conceal, it can break up simply because a foundation is a little bit thicker than a concealer. But I don't notice any breakup, any, you know, creasing. It's just a really nice coverage foundation and is not too thick. Now, as far as the color range with these foundation sticks, there are 12 colors, and the darkest color is in the shade Rich Honey, which is this shade right here. I feel like this will be a really good shade to contour with. Now I didn't use it to contour with because I'm not used to doing cream contouring on my face. I still have to kind of work with that because I'm usually doing like a powder contour, or, you know, just bronzing up my face with powder products. So I do kind of want to play around with that and see, you know, how it looks on me. I didn't want to do it for this look because I was in the middle of doing this look, and if I messed up, like, this look would have been just done. So I didn't want to do that yet, but I will be doing that in the future, just playing around with that color and seeing how nicely it works for me as a contour. So I do want to check back in later on today so you guys can see how the foundation held up on my face. So right now I'm just pretty much giving you guys my first impression, and so far so good. It gets 2 thumbs up for me. I am obsessed with this foundation so far. So I do want to check in, like I said, later on today so I can see how it looks on my face while I wear it throughout the day. Maybe I'll film a couple more videos, but I just want to go ahead and just see how it wears, see how it sits on my skin, and so you guys can see how it looks later on throughout the day. Now, if you're interested in trying out these foundation sticks, they do have them on the Sephora website, the Tarte website, and also on Ulta. I do believe they're on Ulta, but I know for sure that they're on Sephora and obviously on Tarte. They do retail for $39. Now that, I think, is a pretty good price for a high-end foundation stick, and you are getting 0.32 ounce product in these foundation sticks, so you are getting a good amount. Let me actually twist it all the way up so you guys can see. So there is the product that you're getting, and just keep in mind, even though some of you may think, okay, that's not a lot of product for $39, just keep in mind you're not going to want to use a lot of this product on your face, especially if you're not wanting a full coverage. Just swipe a couple swipes on your face, blend it out, and you're good. And this is the one that I used all over my face, and you guys saw that I did 2 layers. So this is the product twist all the way down, like, okay, there it is up, but once you twist it all the way down, it looks like I didn't even use anything, you guys. So it's still like at the very top. So $39 I think is a pretty good product, but once I check back in later, you guys will get my final thoughts. This is just my first impression. So I will let you guys know if the $39 is really worth it, but I just wanted to go ahead and say that, you know, how much the product is and how much of a product that you're getting in this container. But yeah, I think that is everything I have for my first impressions. The time now is 2:30. Y'all can't see it because my dog is in the way, but it is 2:30, and I think I'll check back in later on this evening, because what I want to do now is probably get a few more videos out of the way, just film a few more videos, and I'm hungry, so I want to get something to eat. So yeah, I will check back in later with you guys, so I will see you. Right, so the time is now 4:50. I'm out getting us some Zaxby's because I'm starving, but this is what the foundation is looking like so far. Just keep in mind I'm out like in the heat and I'm already hot and sweating, even though I have a freaking long sleeve on. But yeah, I just want to check in really quickly. But yeah, the time is now 4:50 and the foundation is actually holding up really good. So yeah, it's my turn at the drive-thru, so I'll be back. I'm back. It is currently 9:23 p.m. as you can see the time right there, and I really like how the foundation held up. It still looks really good. It's kind of breaking up around my smile lines, but that is to be expected because that always happens to me. So I noticed that at the very end of the day that around my smile lines they are showing. As you can see, I don't know if you guys can see it, but you can kind of see it right there that the foundation is kind of breaking up. But other than that, I feel like the foundation still looks really good. I have been outside, I have been eating, I have been just lounging around. So I've basically been wearing this for about 7 hours. It does claim to have a 12-hour wear, so I haven't worn it a full 12 hours, but just judging it by the way it looks right now, I feel like this is definitely a good foundation to, you know, last you throughout the whole day. That primer is actually really good. For it to be my first time using it, I do see a difference in my face, because usually by this time of the day, my T-zone is super duper oily. Like I'm a grease ball right here on my chin and also on my nose area, but I do notice a little bit of oiliness right here in the creases of my nose, but I mean that's not a big deal. But other than that, I do love the finish of this foundation. If I had to rate it a 1 to a 10, I would definitely give it a 10. I don't see anything that I dislike about the foundation. The only thing that I do notice, you know, around this time of the day is my smile lines, and that's it. But other than that, I feel like this is a nice coverage foundation. Now, as far as the color range, I do wish that they would expand the deeper shades. I know the shade that I used was the second one to the last one, so I do wish that they would kind of expand more of the deeper shades in the collection, but I am satisfied with the color, and I like how I was able to use the lighter shade as a concealer under my eyes. And speaking of that, I have not noticed any creasing. Like by now, I would notice some creasing under my eyes if I'm using a foundation to conceal, and I don't see any creases under my eyes. It's holding up really well, so I am very pleased with that. And now that I have been wearing this foundation for a few hours, I can honestly say that $39 for this foundation is not a bad price. So it's definitely worth the money. So it's actually not that expensive for a high-end foundation stick. So I think $39 is a really good price for this foundation, and as you can see, it lasts pretty much all day. Well, not all day, but it did last me for a good 7 hours. And I'm sorry if I keep looking down. I'm looking at a mirror and I'm also talking to you guys, so I just want to see, you know, what's going on my face so I can let you guys know, because I can't really see myself in the viewfinder. But yeah, I think that is everything I have for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope it was helpful for those of you who are, you know, just kind of thinking about getting this foundation. But yeah, I think that is everything I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.